Friends, gather round because tonight we're diving headfirst into a story so wild, so unbelievable, that you'd swear we plucked it straight from the pages of a dystopian novel. El Salvador, a nation wrestling with its own share of challenges, has generously offered to relieve America of a burden our prisoners. Yes, you heard that right. They're willing to take some of our most dangerous criminals, including, and this is the kicker, American citizens. Now you might be thinking, John, are we talking about those charming folks who occasionally forget to pay their parking tickets? Oh no, my friends, we're talking violent criminals, illegal immigrants, and gang members from delightful groups like MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. This offer, coming straight from the desk of El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, is about as subtle as a mariachi band at a library. The audacity of this proposal is almost admirable. It's like your neighbor offering to store your old fridge in their guest room. Except the fridge is full of expired mayonnaise and occasionally tries to shank you with a rusty spoon. But before we delve into the legal and ethical rabbit hole this situation opens up, let's see how America reacted to this, shall we? So, how did America, the land of the free and home of the lock 'em up chant, respond to El Salvador's proposition? Well, if you were expecting outrage, indignation, or even a mild hold on a minute, you'd be sorely mistaken. Instead, we got the political equivalent of a kid in a candy store. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, a man not known for his subdued reactions, hailed the agreement as the most extraordinary migratory agreement anywhere in the world. The State Department, not wanting to be outdone in the hyperbole department, chimed in with extraordinary gesture. It's almost as if they're trying to convince themselves that this whole thing is a brilliant idea. Now you might be wondering, where exactly does El Salvador plan to put all these lovely individuals? Surely they've got a spare 4 seasons lying around, right? Well, not quite. Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to enter the concrete jungle of El Salvador's prison system. Forget everything you think you know about prisons, folks. This isn't some quaint little correctional facility with basketball courts and anger management seminars. This is CCOT, the Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, a name that sounds like it was dreamt up by a 12-year-old playing SimCity after a particularly intense action movie marathon. This mega prison, boasting a capacity of 40,000 inmates, is where El Salvador plans to stash America's unwanted. It's like a giant concrete piñata filled with all sorts of delightful surprises. And by surprises, I mean potential human rights violations, but we'll get to that later. Now I know what you're thinking, John, 40,000 inmates? That's a lot of inmates, and you'd be right. It's like trying to fit the entire population of a small city into your studio apartment. But hey, who needs personal space when you've got the comforting embrace of a potentially overcrowded, understaffed, and generally unpleasant prison environment? Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the herd of elephants stampeding through the courtroom, the legal and ethical implications of this whole shebang. Deporting American citizens to another country? That's about as legally sound as a chocolate teapot. As UC Berkeley law professor Letty Volpe so eloquently put it, the U.S. is prohibited from deporting its citizens. Then there are the human rights concerns. El Salvador's prisons aren't exactly known for their 5-star accommodations. We're talking overcrowding, poor access to food and water, and conditions that would make a cockroach think twice. And the reactions? Oh, they're a sight to behold. Elon Musk, never one to shy away from a questionable opinion, endorsed the idea. Meanwhile, human rights groups are waving their arms frantically, trying to get anyone to pay attention to the potential disaster brewing. This agreement, my friends, is a tangled web of legal loopholes, ethical dilemmas, and political opportunism. It's a testament to the lengths some will go to appear tough on immigration, even if it means sacrificing the rights and well-being of their own citizens.